The Big Beautiful Bill could shape how Illinois students pay for college. These changes are significant, especially for students and families relying on Parent Plus loans. I had the opportunity to speak to a representative from both Illinois State University and Illinois Wesleyan University to learn more about the BBB's impact on public and private institutions. ISU's Interim Assistant Director of Loan Processing and Student Employment, Nathan Eaton, said that beginning July 1st of 2026, Parent Plus loans will be capped.
But for any new parents who are borrowing under that Parent Plus loan system starting next school year, they'll be limited to only be able to borrow up to $20,000 each school year. And that essentially it's a $20,000 cap for the student. So even if both their parents apply for a Parent Plus loan combined, they're still limited to that $20,000 per year. And then also a new lifetime limit's being added of $65,000 over that student's college career.
Assistant Director of Financial Aid at Illinois Wesleyan University, Alicia Carell, discussed the anticipated impact of changes to the Parent Plus loan on private school funding.
Being a more expensive school, we could run into some issues there with having parents not being able to fully fund their students' financial aid. That would make parents and students have to reach out to private lenders, which could be at higher interest rates, not necessarily, but they have more strict guidelines on who can and can't be accepted. So it could be a problem for those borderline credit individuals who can get the federal Parent Plus loan, but won't be eligible for a private loan.
First-generation college students could also face new challenges. Eaton said the biggest concern is the gap in funding that many of these students already struggle with.
They could be running into more funding gaps in their ability to pay for their education. Like I said, especially as they're getting later in their college career, hitting that lifetime limit for what that Parent Plus loan eligibility will be, they'll be running into those challenges for sure.
Carell mentioned how the BBB will most specifically impact financial aid when it comes to national private institutions.
The private sector is going to have what they call a higher tax on endowments. What that means is the really rich schools who have a lot of funding in their endowment could get an excise tax on those funds, which usually they then use to turn around and fund their scholarships to their students. So when they get taxed more on those, then that will directly correlate to a lesser amount of scholarship that they are able to do for their students.
These changes mark one of the most dramatic transformations of U.S. student loan policy in decades. Students at both public and private schools will feel the effects, but those at more expensive colleges may have harder choices to make. For students, parents, and future college goers in the Bloomington-Normal area, this is a key time to review financial aid plans, explore scholarships, and reduce reliance on loans. For Bird's Eye View, I'm Allie Cooper.